All right. Hi. Hey. Hi and hello. Welcome to Space Couch. Um, oh no, we're getting a little bit of feedback.
Hi and hello. Welcome to
Marco, turn down the volume on your end.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait 1 second. Oh no, we're getting a little bit of feedback.
All right. Great. That's how we start every episode. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're in space. No rules. Rogue flight path. Welcome to Space Couch. My name's Brian. Super duper excited about my guest today. We've known each other for so long and played so many shows together. Giant influence on me, and I'm really happy to talk to my buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marco Visconti. Hey, what's going on, man? You are now on screen.
I'm great to see you, man. Like I said, I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a minute. I
think it's been since I last played with Ferret in the States. I mean, when you came play with us in Chicago.
Yes, yes.
That was 2012. That's
been a while. Or was it? Yeah, one of those Faderhead gigs. Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, as you know, I kind of retired from the scene.
Well,
so, and I don't know exactly what it is. I went in space for some time.
Oh man, set me up today. Fantastic. You were born for this because, I'd like to welcome you to both your return to both space and a little bit of scene talk because not only have you led a fascinating journey. You're kind of back. Tell me about Pylon People.
Well, all right. Like I said, I took a sabbatical from the scene, as you know. And for some years, I would say like good 5 years, I went on and do other things. But as we know that, I mean, you never really leave music behind. Sometimes music comes back. I mean, if you like producing music, if you like playing music, sometimes music comes back. What happened there is that around a year ago, I started following on Twitter this account called Hookland. And basically, I'm going to read what Hookland is because it's a theme, it's a concept in a way. And David Southwell, which is a very well-known crime author here in the UK, set up this Hookland as in basically being the recovered memory that you cannot dismiss. Hookland is the recovered memory that you secretly hope it's true, and it is that place you visited once, but you cannot find on any map. Hookland is where all the awareness you've edited out of your life come floating back. And that's this manifesto, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And in a way, that was my way back into music because Hookland has many different themes. Basically, it's a weird place in. Wait a second, something. Okay, sorry. I've got some friends coming over, so I don't know if they're like.
Oh yeah. Let me do a little bit of admin here because sometimes, like in space here, the signal gets like a little goofy and like because we're bouncing it off the Earth like as best as we can, and then like the curvature of space time sometimes messes things up.
You need to speak with Bob Lazar. I think he kind of nailed the curvature thing. We can talk about ufology without going all Tom DeLonge on it.
This is gonna be good. I love it. Okay, so
like I said, like Hookland being this weird I don't know. It was a weird idea.
Okay.
And it brought me the will to do music again. And Pylon People, the Pylon People is a group of people, obviously, that worship the pylons, like the electrical pylons, because they hear the electrical hum, and they think that the electrical hum like gives them messages. And that was something that resonated with me amongst the many tales that you can find in Hookland. And I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm going to make music inspired to this idea, and that's what we did.
Okay.
The first single just came out, and I'm planning to release 3 more singles over the year. And
awesome!
each one, tied to the first one came on February the 2nd, which is Candlemas. Well, Bridget St. Candlemas, and then the next one is going to come in Beltane. The next one is going to come in Lamas, and the final in Samhain. Like some of the
Sure.
four of the 8 Sabbath of the year.
Right.
Because I'm very much involved into, I would say, neo-paganism, telema, alternative religions, and all weird shit. This is something that if you read, when you were like, when I was doing XP8, I always tried to put into it, but XP8 was, as you might remember, like a party,
Sure.
party group. Like we started back in the day to make music just to have fun because we wanted to go to the clubs and listen to the music we wanted to listen to or we wanted to dance to. So like some of the stuff that I'm into were kind of filtered through XP8, but was never the main focus. Also because Marco, the other Marco, he put up with me and all my crazy shit for like 20 years now. But he was like, I don't know if I want to like do that stuff. So I guess now with Pylon People, now I can actually explore some very specific themes that are definitely connected with some of the things that some of the things that I've been doing in the last 5 years. I mean, this has always been part of my life, but in the last 5 years, I really invested all my time into it. It has to be said that at first, like the Pylon People track you can listen now, Starfall Common, it started with me and Marco going back because now when I moved to London, Marco was already living here, and then I brought all my synths. He added all his synths, and now he has a very nice studio actually, Dom. So the idea was like maybe this can be like XP8 comeback somehow.
Oh,
but what happened there is that the music became very unique. I mean, if you listen to it, maybe you can hear some influences because at the end of the day, it's me making music and I'm producing it with Marco. So I mean that's our science in a way. But then I got a very like Layla Legard from Hawthorne, which is a fantastic singer, and she sang on it, and it's something that we never tried with XP8 before.
Oh, she sounds great.
I mean, it's my voice on it, and it's never been my voice on XP8 before. So it was like me and Marco were like, this is really not XP8. And on top of that, Marco just became a dad. So it was like, you gotta do something in a way like more important,
Sure,
you gotta
sure.
be a dad.
Yeah, well, I mean, congratulations to Marco. Hi to everybody joining us. I want to bookmark it, no pun intended, right there, because that's a lot to unpack. So, Pylon People is that a literary reference to that author, or is that a concept that you created? I didn't quite get that.
No. Basically, Hookland, all of us that are part of the Hookland collective, if you want, we have a writer Bibles. And basically, this Bible, which is written by David Southwell, the person who created the concept of Hookland, has also, imagine like it's a role-playing game source book.
Okay.
So it tells you what a setting is like.
Right.
And Hookland is this county in the south of England, which, as I said before, it might exist, but maybe it exists only in your memories, and maybe been there once, but you cannot really find it again on the map. In a way, it's very Lovecraftian.
That's awesome.
It's a theme, yeah. And basically, imagine that we have this source book whereby it speaks of places, it speaks of people, it speaks of cults, and Pylon People, if you want, they're one of the cult, pretty much. And it's this cult that worships the hum coming from the Pylons.
So you got a little bit of a backstory on the project already.
Absolutely. And if you see how the next this single and the next 3 singles are gonna unravel, maybe there will be more than 4 songs. Maybe I will make more. Yeah. But for now, I'm planning this year. I'm planning 3 more single releases. And if you read the lyrics, there is a story that.
Is it a narrative?
Yeah, it is a narrative.
Oh, okay. Because
absolutely.
This is the Marcoest thing ever. Then, because it's a dope industrial track with a secret narrative. It's coming out on like Samhain and shit, dude. Oh my god! I was just happy for like more Marco music because like I'm dumb, so like I'm like okay, dope. This is like a great track. Like I've worked out to it a couple times.
Thank you very much.
Is it pylonpeople.bandcamp.com?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I mean, me. I mean, I do collaborate with Leila Lagarde from Hawthorne, and maybe there would be more collaborations going on. For instance, on this first single, Hawthorne made this beautiful, hauntingly strange version of this track, and then John Pope from Temple of Saturn, which is an amazing musician and visual artist from New York. She did like the visual for it, and the video is coming up next week. And she also did a very interesting droney cosmic remix of it.
Yeah,
So
it's really
I might
cool.
think that I want to collaborate with all this. For the next one, I might collaborate with a black metal band. Believe it or not.
Oh man,
So
totally
it's
gonna
gonna,
summon some
I'm
shit.
going places with this. I'm trying to explore things that I was never able to explore. Because as you know, XP8 was like we are making music for
Right.
clubs, and Fader does well. Every time I work with Sammy on tracks, we make music for the clubs. I mean that's the
Yeah.
idea. That's the spirit of the band. So with this one, it's gonna be a little bit different.
Oh, I am so I'm like excited inside of my body now. Um,
Man, that's
well,
naughty.
I am a fan. A quick shout out to some of the people in the we have we have champions of breakfast science fictions here.
Oh,
Juha from Finland. Names are going by a little bit quickly on all the things. Sorry if I missed it. Oh, Boozed Up in Gaming, Shifty Dave is here. Joe Gonzalez, what's up, man? Matt Miner, oh, it's gonna be great.
all right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Oh, Christian Colum is here. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
hello, guy. I mean, I haven't seen him in a long time.
oh well. Zach, what's up, Doug?
Like,
Um,
but basically, we can tell them for everybody who's been wondering. Yes, I'm still alive, and exactly.
yeah. Well, not only are you alive, but you're kicking ass. I want to ask this before I forget. Speaking of our mutual buddy Faderhead, we are both playable characters in a video game.
We have
Uh,
it indeed. Yes, exactly.
I, I was wondering if you ever beat the video game as yourself.
I haven't because I'll tell you why. Because I mean, I only have Mac, Apple-based products,
Right.
and the porting on Apple is abysmal. And basically,
Yeah.
my character is one of the most overpowered, but on Mac you cannot use the super overpowered thing, so I always get fucked. So
Well, it's
at some point I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna see other people beating the games. But
it's
honestly, that's insanely fun. I mean, it's quite fun to be a playable character in a video game.
oh well. Hey, Straftans is here. All right, but yeah, it's a
Hello, Jorg. Good to see you.
yes. Yeah, I get squid powers in the
Yeah,
in
I
the.
know you do. I know you do. I
Well,
played as you, but again, like the Mac port is so. I mean,
okay,
it's great. I mean, I don't want to this. The video game is fantastic. The people that
it's
made it
great.
are
It's too
fantastic,
good.
fantastic. But like I said, it really is for Windows-based systems, and the Mac port is. I mean, or maybe I'm stupid and I don't know how to make it work. Be possible. We don't know.
Yes, well, it is. Oh, Bart from WT2 Records is here. John from Interface. What's going on, guys?
Good to see
Um,
you.
Man, this is the most star-studded episode I've ever had. Thanks, Marco. Um,
Well, I guess it's because I mean you remember the level of vitriol we used to have on those
uh,
back
on
in the
the
day.
internet, the perish the thought, perish the thought. But um,
So I mean, tell me how you've been doing. What you've been doing? I
I've
mean,
been doing great, man. Um, I've been doing a bunch of stuff. I got a new single coming out on Tuesday for a side project called Gasoline and Vertebrate. That's a Space Couch exclusive, everybody.
all right,
Um, that'll be cool. Um,
and it's gonna be on Bandcamp, like I guess, or
yeah. I'm trying to do like serious music, quote unquote. I just did finger quotes. I know you can't see me, but the
I mean, your music is serious. Don't quote unquote.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember what I told you back in when we played Terminus the last time? You guys played Terminus.
Yeah,
2000 was it 2013?
that was the first one.
Right before me, right before XP8, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, dude, you completely destroyed the audience. What can I do after that?" I
I
mean,
know. I've held on to that. It's where a
I
lot
mean,
of the that song I wrote about Expiate comes from. It's partly that conversation,
yeah, I
and
mean,
that
I,
and one from one of the resistance festivals. It gets. I had this
I mean,
joke with Ego Likeness that we should start a chess game, and
uh-huh.
we can only play it in green rooms every like make a move every year and a half. You know.
Oh, by the way, I'm totally rocking this shirt from
Yes, thank you.
Milwaukee when I basically had no shirts whatever, and I was really, let's say, out of my mind. So
Hey, not a.
thank you for the apparel. I need.
I, my pleasure to grace the torso of the mighty Marco Visconti. Mighty in more ways than one, because uh,
More
you.
ways than maybe it's we're in a protected phase right now. We shouldn't really talk about all the things we should maybe know about
Oh well.
what what happened in those green rooms over the years. So we're just gonna keep it as a
Well, I
mystery.
mean, you know, you share some here, share some there. It's all one big happy family. I mean, I'm sure we all have like some virus that started with Yan, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Or drinking in Hamburg, and I guess you might remember that.
I know I don't. Um,
Exactly, as you don't remember that. Exactly.
the so well, speaking of jet setting the world, uh, tell me about what you're doing right now because it sounds awesome. You're like you're like an Indiana Jones, Italiana
Italian.
Jones, if you will.
Exactly.
So, yes. Do you I do you have to like spelunk through caves looking for books that are bound in like a gold clasp?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
just to give you an idea of what I've done in the last few years. I mean, I always been working. I mean, something a lesser known fact about me is that I always work with my family's company, and that's a very like that's the job that pays the bills in a
Right.
way, and that's like consulting. But we don't talk about that because it's boring. But what I've always been doing, what I've been doing since I moved to London is that I basically became I started working and became like a manager at Treadwell's bookshop. Treadwell's bookshop is honestly one of the most famous
Mhm.
bookshops and event center that deal with esotericism, occultism, spirituality in the world really. And London kind of is the center of the world for those of us who are interested in that. I mean, I would say if you go to New York, there's Scotland. If you go to Chicago, there's plenty of places.
Right.
If you go to LA, New Orleans, but I would say that London kind of is the center. And
Mm.
Treadwell's is one of those centers. And Treadwell's was started in 2003 by my friend Christina Oakley Arrington. And just to give you an idea, I met her because I used to come to London to go to Slimelight. And then,
Woo!
you know,
Shout out to
like,
Slimelight.
waiting for my flight back, and the next day I would just like stagger into this occult bookshop that I heard of and buy all the books, and we became friends. We've been in touch over the years. And then when I moved here in 2013, she was looking for somebody basically to join the team, and at the time it was really like a small team, and she was like growing the business in a way,
Right.
and that's what I did. I helped her growing the business. Then again, Treadwells is a fantastic brand that stands on its feet. It's a beautiful place to work. You're surrounded by some of the most amazing people and the most amazing items and book you
Yeah,
can
it's so
imagine.
cool.
It really, I mean, I must say I'm really, really lucky. A year ago, I stepped back from managing duties, well, online shop managing duties.
Uh-huh.
I started because I mean, my consulting business is getting more. I don't know, man. I'm 40.
Right.
At some point you have to just maybe I don't know become a grown up in a way.
Right, right, right.
And so I started working more on my company, Visconti Lab, and but I still do all sorts of workshops and seminars and lectures at Treadwells based on thelema. Thelema, which is a Greek word for means will, it's my it's let's say it's my I don't know, spiritual path, if you
Uh-huh.
want. We can use the term religion, but religion is such a loaded term.
Right.
And like I said, I'm a bishop in Telema, but yeah, it's such a loaded term that
Sure.
I would say it's a fun and very interesting path to self realization.
Hmm.
And that's what I've been doing. Like between sourcing old books, which is very fun, I'll
That's
tell you,
so dope.
and teaching Telema, it's what I've been involved into. There's been a huge seismic shift, if you want, around last summer because, as you might have seen, I mean, I've been a member of an organization called Ordo Templi Orientis, which is one of the most visible Thelemic organization, and I've been a
Okay.
member for it for like the last 5 years. Well, I'm not a member anymore, but before that, the previous like 5 6 years. Even if I was also a member of another Thelemic organization called the AA, which is not Alcoholic Anonymous, in case you uh, for like the previous 15 years, and I'm still a member of that. But anyway, I was like an officer here in London, a lodger in London, and what happened there, I mean, I wrote about it, so if you go on marcovisconti.org and you look for
MarcoVisconti.org.
writings, and you look for something called The Wasteland, I tell not a very nice story about sexual abuse and political struggles and neo-Nazis and neo-fascists infiltrating it.
Within the old organization or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And especially, from both in America and here in the UK, and and so I step back from it, and you know me when I do things, I do things like with a big bang. So
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
with a big bang. And now basically I am on top of whatever I told you. I'm also like running my own group. So if you're interested in Telema, you can come over to London if you're ever in London, and I can actually show you all the rituals and all the things, but
That's
not all. But
fascinating.
take some of it. Let's put it like that.
So,
So yeah, I mean that's what I've been up to in the last few years. So, yeah.
been doing that. I mean, with music on the side, and you're doing this all in English in London,
Yeah.
but part of your insane journey is not only are you bilingual professionally to a certain extent, you live in London. As an Italian guy, do you still experience like a culture clash, or are you wholly within this London world?
I mean, this is my sixth year in London now,
Uh
like literally
huh.
next month, and I'll tell you. As an Italian guy, like traveling, touring around the world since my 20s, coming to London many times for parties or gigs or DJ sets, whatnot, I always thought, I'm going to move to London because I love the city,
Right.
and because, like, there's not going to be a big cultural clash. I was wrong. I gotta tell you. Um, the first year was difficult.
Yeah.
First of all, like, I mean, I learned my English in America mostly.
Okay.
So, I mean, I tell you, at first I did not understand what they were talking to. I was like, whoa, what? I don't
The
get it.
fuck is a lorry?
Exactly. I mean, man, trust me. I started working at Treadwells, then you get, clients from all over the country. And they have, I mean, England and Scotland and Wales, they all have wildly different accents.
Crazy.
I was like, from time to time, I mean, I'll be in full disclosure. From time to time, I just nod and smiled, pretend I understood. Oh, I don't fucking know what you said. So, but like 6 years later, I understand them, and I understand the culture, which is very, very
Mm.
different from what me as an Italian is used to. We Italians tend to be very brash, very direct, but not because, I mean, if I'm brash and direct, it's just because I want to make to ease up the conversation. There's
Right.
nothing implied. Where here in the UK, you really must. You always keep a facade up. You must be
Mm.
very, very polite in the way you interact with people, because people will get very, very offended. And you know what? This is what it is. And it's,
Right.
I here. I mean, I'm part of this culture. I love the UK despite Brexit, but let's not go get political, please. If we get political, it's gonna take us a couple of hours of me shouting. Don't do that. But like I said, I love the UK. I'm so grateful that I was so well received, and I felt at home. But like I said, I thought I would not feel any cultural backlash, but boy, I did. I
Okay.
mean, I really
Good to
did.
know.
I mean, like 6 years later, it's fine. And in fact, when I go back to Italy, I feel cultural backlash there.
Oh, okay.
Like some of my friends are like, "Oh, you became so British. You're so polite now." It's like, what? Like, yeah, you gotta learn it. So, pretty much. So yeah,
Interesting.
that's it. That's it.
Well, that's cool, and yeah, like you're obviously working uh, in London in a bookstore, and we kind of got into this a little bit, but sort of as a as somebody who's now professionally weird,
You can say
if
that.
I can say that, and I do in the best possible way. I was very happy to learn that both you and I are big Lovecraft fans.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So,
I mean, that Shoggoth forever.
oh, that's so dope! That's so dope. I love it. I love it. No, I'm getting a big old thing on my back pretty soon. But
Oh, you gotta share the pictures when you're done.
oh
Please.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I was gonna try to do like a Shoggothsicles, but we'll see how that.
Shoggoth, yes,
So silly.
yes, absolutely.
But like as a professor of or not professor or what's the word curator of
Mhm.
esoteric literature, do you have a favorite Lovecraft tale, and is there any weird fiction authors we should know about?
I would say that when it comes to Lovecraft, I mean, he wrote,
Oh,
as you know,
Ollie just said Shoggoths Forever from
yeah,
Surgeon.
it's pretty good. So when it comes to Lovecraft, I think that my favorite story of them all, it's between the Dunwich Horror and the case of Charles Dexter Ward, because there's so much magic and so much
Right.
evocation and whatnot, and that really resonate. Then again, Nyarlathotep, the short story. I mean,
Mm.
I'm a Nyarlathotep devotee, so the short story, that story is quite good. Interesting enough, in London right now, this is the last day of the London Lovecraft Festival, which is
Oh.
which has been running second year, and basically every day there's a little on Old Red Lions, which is like next to Limelight, by the way,
Mm.
in Islington. There was like a little play and whatnot. And 2 days ago, I went to see this thing called what was that? Cthulhu Late Show with Cthulhu, and it's the it was fantastic. Like the people that put it up did a fantastic job, and it was very like tongue in cheek and fun,
Right,
like
right.
actually like Late Show with Cthulhu. That's what it is, and it was fantastic. And then on Saturday I was down to see the Colors Out of a play based on the Color Out of
Oh,
Space.
cool.
But I got the plague because here in London you get the
Yeah.
plague every other day, so I couldn't make it. But I've heard it was fantastic as well.
Cool, man.
So and they're gonna do it again next year. So if you ever come to London
Awesome.
around February,
Hell
let's
yeah.
go. Let's do that together because it's gonna be fun.
Well,
Um,
it's one of the
when
cool
it comes
things
to
about.
which author I would recommend, well, I mean, there's been Thomas Ligotti
Mhm.
is I mean we all know that we all know him, and something I would like to say is that there's so many good Lovecraftian authors, but if you're into shows, True Detective season one, it's to me it's like the definitive like Lovecraftian story in the modern world. I don't know if you've seen it.
I heard it's
Uh,
based on. I haven't seen it. I heard it's King in Yellow ish.
yeah. Well, it's let me tell you, um, it's 8 hours, right?
Right.
Of me, the best television and the best story ever conceived.
Cool.
Don't
Oh man, I'm downloading that post
I'm telling
haste.
you, and especially as a Lovecraftian fan,
Yeah.
uh, there's a lot of elements in there that you will recognize, and it never becomes in your face. But for me, it's like if Lovecraft would write like a crime story in this day and age,
Mm.
that would True
That's
Detective season one.
cool.
You gotta watch it. You must
Oh
watch it.
man. All right. I'm
I mean,
getting.
I have it on every streaming service. I can give you my password. Watch it for free. Do it because
Okay. All right.
it's
That's
the best. I mean, really. So I would suggest that that's it.
True Detective
If you love
season one.
Lovecraft, go for it. Yeah.
Real cool. Real cool. Uh, One of the cool things about living here in Boston is I am pretty close
Yeah.
to Lovecraft Country. The
Yeah.
graveyard that Pickman's model is supposed to take place underneath is not too
Yeah.
far away from where I used to work, so like that's cool. And we have a show in Providence in April.
Oh well,
Um,
then you gotta go and see like the what's like the tombstone and
yeah, I might do the goth yearbook photo selfie, you know, in front of it, but we'll see. It's a Wednesday, but cool. And
I mean you gotta do it. Come on,
I
you're in
gotta do
Providence.
it. I gotta do it.
I was never there. Yeah, I was never in Providence. So I would like to go at some point.
well,
You guys gotta get rid of Trump first for me to come back, but then then maybe we can do that. There we go. We've done.
oh yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
happened, didn't it? Oh boy.
Rewind.
Oh yeah, if only just like an emulator, like I could go back to that save point, redo that.
Exactly.
Well, should Pylon people sneak into these United States, you hit Providence, it'll be
That would
great.
be interesting.
That
I don't have any plans on bringing it live yet because
okay,
honestly, I wouldn't know how to do it.
okay,
But I don't know. Like I said, if these things carry on, if this project becomes bigger over the years,
yeah.
I might want to eventually at least do the occasional show. And you never know. It would be nice to do it, in a Lovecraftian theme thing. I don't know what it can be.
Well,
So
you could
yeah,
come up to here in space, like up here on the space couch. We'll set up a stage. You know, it'll be
we can
great.
do that. I'd be up. I'd be up for that. Yeah, absolutely. That could be
Awesome,
interesting.
awesome. So I'm glad we kind of like just slipped back into music a bit there because I wanted to ask you a little bit about your resume, if you like, as uh, hired gun number one with the bullet. Pardon the pun. I
Well, I don't
just
know if I was number one. Eric Gottesman was originally. Come on. It's like, between me and Eric, we were the horse
well,
of the BM scene for a while. So
there,
it's
yes, there is sort of a Mount Rushmore of hired guns. Uh,
faces, yes.
right, Mike Weimer's on the side there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mike as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
the Gabe Shaw. But so I've seen Faderhead, Dope Stars. I saw you with all the way back in 2007 in that first Infest. Um,
That was back in the day. Yeah.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
I don't even know if Dope Stars are still around. I mean, I know Victoria Victor has been doing other things, but maybe I think Dope Stars are not around anymore. I don't know.
I don't. I couldn't tell you, but I've seen you with B and B, and just when you get that call, like, hey, we need you to play with Faderhead or something. Do you put on like a different not persona, but is there a different approach to the hired gun stuff as opposed to the old
I mean,
XP8?
the reality there is that when I was doing this, I was in my late 20s and early 30s, well, late 20s at the time,
Yeah.
and I was let's say I was a very reckless young adult. Let's put it let's keep it as that, okay?
Ten
And
four, 10-4.
at the time, I mean, maybe going back there now with who I am right now, I would be more professional about certain things, and
Uh-huh.
I would change my persona according to the band I was playing with, because I must say, I've been very lucky to play with all these bands and some more, and I've always been treated very nicely by all of them. Like, always paid on time, good money, especially for the time, and but at the same time, some of them hired me because I mean I could be on stage
Yeah.
and perform, some of them wanted the Marco Visconti experience. Some others, I'm not gonna name names, but maybe they wanted like a more like a neutral persona. But that I mean, not right now I would do that, but back then I was just like 100% in all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, and like you were there, so you know what I'm talking
Sure,
about.
sure. I have no idea what I'm kidding,
So
but
exactly, what could we talk about?
no. Well,
But I
yeah,
would say
yeah, yeah,
the vibe was very different from band to band. And when I look back I would say at my past career, if you want,
yeah.
I've been blessed, really blessed to be able to have those experiences. Especially, remember 10 years ago, that was the height, the height of that scene. You
Right.
know,
I
like
would,
we were playing. I mean, when I played with BMV, that tour sold out an average from 1,500 to 3,000 every night
kick
across
ass,
across the
dude.
board. it was. I mean, we played Coachella right before Rage Against the
Oh, you
Machine.
did Coachella. Okay.
Yeah, we did Coachella at the time, like 60,000 people. It was
What's
intense.
that like?
It was. I mean, that was insane for many reasons. I'll tell you. And you know what it's like to be on stage, right? So I was on
Yeah.
stage on a side, and this huge, fucking massive stage,
Right.
and I had four big monitors around me, and I shit you not, the I could literally not listen outside the monitors because the monitors were not only were perfectly calibrated for what I needed, but
Mhm.
it was like a wall of sound around me. Um, I mean, that's been the biggest thing I ever
Just
done.
from
You know,
the crowd, you're saying, or from the actual speakers?
from the speakers, from the
Okay,
speakers.
just.
Everything was coming from the speaker. It was like so massive and perfect. And we had like audience microphones, so I would hear the feedback from the crowd, but
Oh
it would come
wow.
from speakers, not from the crowd itself. Also because the crowd was like, I don't know, 10 meters away from me. It was fucking massive. So I
That's
mean,
amazing.
and over the years, maybe I haven't been very kind to my experience in the MV Nation. Looking back at it, I must say that, I mean, it's been a bit of my fault as well. Full disclosure. So,
Okay, well,
uh, it's been a fantastic experience, and I'm really glad that I did it. I mean, and the same with Fade. I mean, with Faded, I mean, I played the last. I went back on stage with Sami in was it November,
oh,
and
okay.
yeah, I mean, I played two more shows with him because like over the years he played with Joe and Daniel, and then Jorg, which is still play with Sammy on a regular level, and now there's a new guy called Flavio, if I'm not mistaken. I never met him. That's why
Uh-huh.
I'm quite confusing on the name. But like I said, playing those two shows with him, it was cool, especially because we had like this Julia, this girl, like a friend of ours that was at the show, but she never saw me playing with Sami, but saw Sami before, and it was like, guys, I mean, I know you haven't played together for like 2 years, but like you have this insane charisma, like insane like a
Yeah,
connection.
you do though. It's
It's
great.
like up until that point, I didn't play on stage for almost 3 years,
Yeah.
and I immediately switched back, and it was like, yeah, it's fucking cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can
Oh,
still
that's.
like being on stage with one of my best friends, like playing.
Oh,
Cool. It was fucking
that makes me happy.
playing with Project Pitchfork, and we were like at this 1,500 people venue sold out, so a
Awesome.
massive crowds, and it was fun. It was fun. Honestly.
That's. I mean, that's one of my favorite things too. A lot to unpack there, but I love the range of that industrial music provides. You can either be playing in like the back of Curveball's sports bar,
Yeah,
fucking through like a TV as the main sound system, or Coachella with monitors bigger than a house. Like,
absolutely. And I'll tell you, I mean, I love the small shows as much as I love the big shows. It's just that. Especially, I mean, over the years with XP8, and Fader, which I mean, I would say also the years with Grendel were very, very cool.
and Grendel, Straftanz
Like
broke in and said his name is Federico.
Federico, thank you, exactly. Um, so basically, like those with those bands, like, it was more than just being a hired gun. It was like my friends.
Yeah.
Most of the time, playing music that I contributed to a level or another. So it was like, I mean, of course, XP8. I mean, I did
Yeah.
contribute a lot, and so it was like it was cool.
That's awesome,
And
man.
when you have that connection, you can play big festivals or you can play small venues, and you're gonna have a blast. I mean,
Yeah.
especially back in the days, we were all drunk all the time. So,
Well, that's
I mean,
what.
I would not be able to do it right now. I would be fucking dead.
Yeah, I quit a while back myself, but
Well, I mean, trust me, I don't drink. I mean, I'm drinking a glass of wine right now, but I
yeah.
don't I don't do I don't do nearly as much as I used to do because honestly, like I said, I turned 40 in June, and my body's like, Marco, fuck you. Like, yeah, you done your bits.
That's funny.
Just calm the fuck down now, pretty much.
The what's up to Freeze Edge? Um, so with all this, the evolution of sort of the past, how has like if I'm gonna sit down and write down a Pylon People track um, or even something else, like do you still go about the process, the actual physical? I'm gonna crack open Cubase or whatever process the same way.
I mean, to be fair, I believe it or not, I never been much of a hands-on Cubase or Ableton in our case.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of guy. I always start. I mean, I have an idea in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I write a bass line, maybe I write like a melody on my guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm originally I'm a guitar player and I still play guitar on my own. I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's my instrument really.
Mm-hmm.
So that hasn't changed really. What has changed, for instance, now with Pylon People compared to XP8 is that I don't have the need to create a dancing groove anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Pylon People is pretty bouncy,
Yeah.
but it's 111 BPM as opposed to 128 or
Right.
back in
Right.
the days 150.
Right.
I mean, what did we think when we did? Well, Move Your Doll is 150 BPM. I mean, I don't even know, honestly. So, and as you know, the more, when the BPM goes down, you open up a lot for arrangement.
That is
And
true.
you can bring a lot of like nice musicalities in and harmonics. And that has definitely changed radically. But the biggest thing is that I'm not writing for the dance floor anymore, and I'm not only that. I'm not writing for cyber gods that wants to get drunk and do speed and dance all night.
Right.
I'm writing for a completely different. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe you got
I mean,
you
the
never know. But because as you clearly know, like the music style has changed a lot,
uh-huh.
and I would say that the average BPM went down, and there's been all this coming back to I don't know the wax tracks ears kind
Mm.
of sound in a way, but that is what has changed mainly in the way I went from XP8 or Federate. I mean, there's a couple of songs coming on the new Federate that I contributed.
Oh,
Especially
cool.
yeah, I mean, there's one song called "Darker Please." I mean, I don't know if Sam is going to change the title, maybe not. And this is basically we wrote it together in Hamburg when coming back from these shows in November. And honestly, like that is the way. I mean, it's a very slow track,
Mm.
but it's dancing. It's
Yeah,
danceable.
sure. We'll
And
go with it.
you'll see. I mean, that is the way I would write like a goth, well, a goth like electro goth hit, like
Sure.
dance floor hit right now. With Pylon People, I want to try and explore something. Like I said, completely different. It
Mm.
might end up being a track that can be played in goth clubs, and if it does, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
about it. But like I said, like my process has changed. That the perspective of the way I write it has changed.
That's that's pretty great, man. Like,
Cool.
I think the Starfall Common wildly clubbable. Check it out if you haven't. The internet. It's pretty great, but I I would say I don't think it, as a fan, I don't think that the XP8 stuff was without certain at least themes or narratives, but
There were narratives, absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
the whole idea of expiate, to expiate
sure,
own sins, if a way. So
right.
there was an overarching narrative there. I don't know. I mean, I know you got it. I know you were one of the got it. We
the
had this discussion before,
but
but uh,
I am looking forward to this new chapter. Pardon the pun. Just because like I like music and it sounds great, but to really dig into. Sounds like you're roping in a lot of your professional expertise as a curator of the esoteric literature and
yeah,
the
I'm trying to do exactly that. I mean, in the Starfall Common, I use some of like theta waves, which is like
awesome.
look it up. I mean, maybe you know what it is, but
Yeah.
like if you guys who's listening to us, look it up. And what's coming up next? I'm going to use some mantras and some other
Oh
possibly I say like incantations in Arabic. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun.
man, that's see one of the sort of the weird themes that's kind of evolving here on Space Couch is people with motors because you got
Uh-huh.
like a ton of stuff going on, and I could not be more excited about it just based on our conversation here. Is it so we got some Pylon People audio in the clip. Sounds like we're gonna have some Marco flavored Faderhead stuff coming up. Is there anything else you want to? We'll pull a Lovecraft here. Are you ready? Are there certain things you want to allude to? 'Cause, like,
Um, Let me say that if you're gonna follow like my social media, you'll see that I'm actually I'm running a church at the moment.
that's a man. Of course you are. Like,
So
how would you
so
not? The world doesn't exist when you're not doing all this and running a church.
so there's that. I mean, if you go and look for ecclesiagnosticuniversali.org, you will see this. I mean, like I say, we might need more time, let's maybe put that as a as
Well,
a
you are welcome on
URL,
the
and
couch of
people can
space
go and look for
anytime, my
this.
friend.
So that's what I'm doing. But like I said, when it comes to music, definitely more Pylon People coming up.
Very cool.
There's going to be a Faderhead EP, which some darker please, which is I co-wrote with some we wrote together, and then there's other songs that I put some of my influence in it.
Mhm.
I mean, which honestly I always did. Sami's always been amazing because he's one of the few people that will always credit you for what you do. I mean, as you know, Faderhead it's just Faderhead Sami, right?
Right.
But if you look at the credits, he always credited me and others
Yeah.
big time, and that's let's say that's not always been the case.
Sure.
That's
No, I've seen it.
but so there's gonna be that, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I think the Pylon People, since I have this idea of this ongoing narrative, it will expand quite nicely. There will be, like I say, the new videos coming next week for Starfall Common, and then around Beltane, which is the 1st of May, the new single is going to come up with, which most probably I will actually do it with Sami.
Oh, hey, all right.
It's gonna be, and it's gonna be very synth wavy. Imagine like Perturbator or
Love
Come Truth,
Perturbator.
inspired. With the odd black metal guitar player on it.
Ah, we're getting synthwave black metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spill all the beans.
Sure. But
So, so
we.
like I said, like you can expect these 3 more chapters this year, and
Oh,
I think you will be able to see the narrative expand. And
Fatagin. I love it. Uh,
okay,
I love it. I
um,
love it.
I guess that's it. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, I want to I want to dip into one thing real quick. I know that you're in the Indiana Jones synthwave black metal dude who runs a church, but if you in the 3 seconds you have a week for like downtime, you playing any video games, watching anything, reading any comics I should know about?
I play PS4, so I'm a
Okay.
PS4 player, and I mean I play a lot of Overwatch, and then I played The Witcher 3,
Uh huh.
Spider-Man, that kind of like Red Dead Redemption. I like that kind of
Where
kind of.
did you see
I
that
don't know.
Witcher thing?
Technical.
Like Henry Cavill, the Superman in the Witcher movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely sold on it so far, but I like Henry Cavill as an actor. He came out as a really fucked up misogynist in some of his
Oh, did he
of his
really?
yeah. I mean, and go and go and Google Henry Cavill misogyny, and there's a bit of
Okay.
a. I mean, from time to time, people can shut the fuck up,
And
and
Henry
that's
Cavill
fair.
Misogyny is my new punk rock band.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I mean, honestly, I loved him in as Superman. I know that like most people that I mean, I'm a more a Marvel guy than a DC
Uh huh.
guy. So I mean, I know DC, but not as good
Right.
as I know Marvel. And I like the Zack Snyder take on Superman, but I know it's not the real Superman, so I accept that. Okay, but I like Henry Cavill in it. So
Okay.
I'm curious to see him as the Witcher, especially because I just want to see a Witcher Netflix show.
Right.
But we'll see if he convinces me when he gets
Okay.
there. But when you say like when I have time, I mean I literally watch all everything Marvel, like
Okay. I
from
want to.
movie.
Okay, that's very exciting because I love me some comic books. But before we get away, I want to. The question everyone's asking is, who do you main in Overwatch?
Oh, that's a good one. I am a Brigitte player.
Okay, there you go.
So,
There you go. The internet. You want to
so
get.
if you need support, I can be your support. I mean, honestly,
Are you
I'm not a
saying you're providing support that you're a pylon person?
my own person
Yeah.
exactly.
Right back around, Bing. That's the space couch way. Um, okay, so in Marvel world, how we looking? I mean, we got Endgame coming up. Captain Marvel.
I already booked all the tickets to all of them.
Nice, dude.
Like non Marvel stuff. A movie that I watched the other night, which is honestly I loved it. Even it's Alita Battle Angel, Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah, I did like it. I mean, I did read the manga back in the 90s,
Right.
and of course, it's not completely right. I have a phone call. Let me take it.
All
Just
right.
one second. Hey, yeah, I'm on stream. I'll call you in a second. Bye. Some friends
Space
coming
couch.
over.
Thank you. We can wrap it up in a second here, man. I just because I
Like I
was
said, Battle Angel Alita, I liked it.
okay.
It's well done. You know what I like it about it?
What's that?
It departs from the manga to a certain level, but it's a good movie. It has a very good structure. Like it's not just a bunch of action scene put
Mhm.
together. Like like for instance, it starts in a way. There's a conflict coming over, and then a main story come in, and then that conflict come back. So the narrative is interesting.
Okay.
And I mean, I watched it in IMAX 3D, and I
Uh-huh.
was because I'm lucky enough to have it down the road, and I was blown away.
Cool,
It's
man.
just like I said, we're waiting Captain Marvel, we're waiting Endgame, but if you go watch Alita because
Okay.
it's a fucking good movie.
Heidi and I have been watching those trailers, and we haven't seen it yet. But no, I because I was a big fan of the anime movie from a while back, and I'll be interested to see how they do it in real life
you,
or real life.
you're not gonna get disappointed. I think you
Okay,
will.
cool. Because there was that Matt Damon movie Elysium like 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
That was like basically the plot, but with Matt.
It's a lot of Alita, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
okay.
completely taken from that, yeah.
All right, cool.
Brian, thank you so much for having me. I
Not a
mean, it's been
problem.
good to see
We'll
you.
see if we can get that Moon Knight movie. But
Oh, by the way, look for Moon Knight on YouTube. A guy put up like a 15 minutes Moon Knight YouTube thing, like fan video, which is amazing.
is it amazing? Okay.
Like it's I don't even know. I mean, go for Moon Knight fan, and it's been released like a week ago on
Awesome.
YouTube. It's amazing.
Okay.
Just do it.
Before we do Space Couch out, we should let's do URLs. So pylonpeople.bandcamp.com. We can follow Marco Visconti and at on Twitter
And
at
as 2393, yes.
okay.
That's
Do you want to do the church URL?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's www, of course, ecclesiagnosticauniversalis.org, but it's Latin, so it's a bit weird. Maybe if you want to know more about it, just get in touch with me on social media, and I'll give you the link, and you can read all the weird stuff we do.
Very good. All right, so we will wrap it up. I'm gonna bring up the end credits here. Marco, it's been really great talking to you, man, and
Talking to you, and it's been a pleasure.
yeah,
Thank you for having me.
I'll let you know when I'm over on your side. Let me know if you're back here.
I will do that, and please do the same with me, okay?
Bye.
Take care, bro. Bye-bye.